Hello everyone and welcome in lesson 8. So today we are studying two more consonants, ʿayn and ġayn, plus the diacritical, which is šadda. It looks like a small W, small omega. It's put above the consonant and it doubles the consonant. Okay, so this is ʿayn, ġayn, šadda. ʿayn, ģayn, šadda. The ʿayn is, so those two sounds do not exist in English. The first one is like, I'm sorry, but it's like when you vomit. So you go like, and you're vomiting. So it's a constriction of the larynx. So just imagine you're vomiting, and you have it. It can be at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word. Don't exaggerate, of course. It's like, you don't have to force it, but it is like a constriction of the larynx. The second sound has no link. It's a completely different sound, but the same basis is used to write it. It's like the French R. Like if you say Paris, if you say grand, gros, then this is the sound, r. So we already saw before that here, the r, which is a thrilled R, r, like in Spanish. And this one is a non-thrilled, like in French. So apart from this, those two letters, so they are difficult to pronounce, and apart from this, they are easy to write. So the isolated form, which you already know, is this one. It loses its tail when at the beginning of the word. Let's put it a bit. Voila. Then here in the middle form, so the middle form, the head, so it loses the tail, okay, but the head is like quite small. It doesn't look much like the isolated form, it's a bit different, this one here. And then you have, this is the final form. The tail is restored, but the head remains as the middle form. And then, with no surprise, this is easy to imagine. This is the isolated form, the initial form, the middle form, and the ending form. So this is no big deal. It's easy to spot in the word, I may say. Just the pronunciation is a bit strange for an English speaker. So a, ra, a, ra. Today also we have the shadda. This is a bit more technical, I would say. It's easy to pronounce, to understand, but it's so let me show you how it works. Let's take a word that you know already, an easy one, sabata. Okay, sabata is a simple word. Now what happens if I put a shadda in the middle? So now my shadda is up the b. So and then I can also put my vowels because you can put the vowels and the shadda. The shadda does not represent a vowel per se, it's just doubling of the consonant. So this is sabata, sabata, and this one is sabbata, sabbata. So the B is doubled. Sabata, sabbata. And actually what happens, it's as if I was doubling the B, okay, with a sukun on the first one. So this is exactly what I pronounce. The pronunciation of this one is exactly the same as this one, except that this one does not get written. We don't write like this. So here I can put this in green. It's the correct spelling, and this I would put in red. This is not the way it should be spelled. Okay. So, but the pronunciation is exactly the same. So sabbata. And you notice here, sabbata, sabbata, sabbata. And for this very reason, because this form is the phonetic equivalent of this spelling, for this very reason, I cannot have an initial shadda. Because having an initial shadda would mean an initial sukun. And we already know that no word can begin with a sukun. So, no initial sukun, thus no initial shadda. So here I will put my tha again, tha, thabbata. One more thing, sorry, let's stay with this one. So I said that the shadda is not a vowel, so I have thabbata, thabbuta, thabbita. Okay, thabbata, thabbuta, thabbita. And here there is a small trick. It's a matter of what font you use, but in some fonts the kasra will appear below the letter. Like if I change the font and I go to this font here, you will notice that the thabbita, the kasra, is below the letter thabbita. In standard modern Arabic, it's more common to have the kasra just below the shadda, thabbita. One last thing, it's possible, so I said you cannot have the shadda in the beginning on the first consonant, you can have it in the middle, or you can have it in the end. Like I could write something like this, sabatta, sabatta. So then I have, if I want to compare, I would have, I can do this minimal pair. I can have sabata, sabbata, sabatta, and nothing forbids, sorry, this one, sabbatta. So I have sabata, sabbata, sabatta, sabbatta, nothing forbids. Okay, so now we're going to see examples, how to manipulate and pronounce the a, the ra, and the shadda. So the first one here, let's begin. عاد, عرب, تعب, باع, عبد, عابد, عباس, عتاب, شعب, تبصر, تضرع, طباخ, غاز, غبش, غبط, غث, غاب, غرب, ضغط, صبغ. So here we have this one, Arab, is actually, it means Arab. That's the word Arab in Arabic begins with a ra, Arab. That's why usually the ʿayn is used as a symbol for Arab, Arabi. The other thing, this one you know, it's Abd, like in Abdullah, it's this one, Abd, Abdun. Here you notice the difference between, so here is Abbas, it's a given name. Okay, if I removed the shadda, I have Abbas, Abbas. But here with the shadda, which is correct, Abbas, Abbas. The same goes here, like if I write like this, I have Tabakh, Tabakh. But then with the shadda, which is the correct form, Tabbakh, Tabbakh. So now you have a good example, good series of examples to practice. Remember, so the a and the ra, a, ra, and the rules for the shadda, which can be in the middle or in the end, but never in the beginning, because it is an equivalent, phonetic equivalent of a sukun plus the same consonant with a vowel, any vowel. Okay, see you next lesson.